Nancy Stokes rents an expensive hotel room and books a man, while Leo Grande enjoys a cup of coffee at the cafe across the street and goes on a date with a new customer. Upon meeting the woman, he pays her a few compliments and tries to win her over. However, Nancy is too uptight and Leo suggests she drink champagne and talk. The man is not ashamed of her age, as he has had older mistresses. Previously, Nancy was a model mother and wife, working as a school teacher, but after her husband died and her children lived independently, she realized that she had failed to enjoy herself in bed. Planning to achieve an orgasm for the first time, which she knew only from books, she booked a man and rented a hotel room, increasingly interacting with Leo. The woman is embarrassed because up to this point she has found his work unacceptable, low and disgusting. She is eager to move on to intimacy with the young, handsome man as she doesn't want to waste time talking. Leo is ready to cut to the chase too, and kisses the woman to make her relax and get rid of her fears. Nancy is afraid that she is not capable of arousing the guy and offers to take pills, but he is confident that he can manage without them. When they are ready for intimacy, Nancy runs off to the bathroom to change, while Leo undresses and assumes a comfortable position. Nancy doesn't come out for a long time, and he decides to grab a snack, finding a candy bar in the minibar. Soon she returns to the bedroom, but is repulsed by the smell of chocolate, and the guy needs to brush his teeth. A minute later, Leo realizes that the problem is not with the candy bar, but with Nancy herself. He reassures the woman because her action is not a momentary weakness, but a deliberate and carefully considered decision. This is the last chance for Nancy to change her dull intimacy, and she is willing to use it. Nancy realizes that Leo is not stupid and has an education, but she doesn't understand why he chose this job. However, Leo is not ashamed of his choice because it makes him feel needed and wanted. At the same time, he does not admit to his mother and deceives her by saying that he works on an oil rig. Nancy has 2 children. Her daughter is reckless and her son is responsible and goes to university. The woman finds them boring, for they, like their mother, are too proper. To excite Nancy, Leo wonders how her husband behaved during intimacy. It turns out that he was the woman's only partner for 30 years, and always did the same thing. Nancy admits that she had always wanted to surprise her partner and get pleasure in return. When the woman was a teenager, she met the waiter and hoped he could make her happy, but bystanders prevented them. After Nancy relaxes, Leo kisses her and does his own thing, diligently earning her money. During their second meeting, Nancy feels more free and relaxed. She is not embarrassed by Leo and is able to communicate with him calmly. In order to fulfill her sexual desires, she has made a list of 5 items, intending to start with the first and most difficult challenge. Although she is a bit uptight, Leo convinces her to let go of her inner limitations and feelings of judgment. Nancy realizes that many nuns have more experience than she does, so she is ready to get down on her knees and please her lover. However, the moment is spoiled by a sudden phone call. Her daughter has another problem and needs to talk to her mother and get valuable advice and support. When she returns, she is ready to continue what she has begun, but Leo suggests that she dance and relax a little. After dancing with her boyfriend, Nancy feels freer and smiles. The couple is interrupted by another call from her daughter, spoiling the romantic atmosphere. Nancy is tired and doesn't want to answer. Leo is ready to pick up the phone and tell her mother's mouth is busy, but the woman is not happy with that option. Having dealt with her daughter, she is ready to get down on her knees again and demands a continuation. Leo takes his time and offers a massage. Pressed against the guy, the woman feels his muscles and asks him to take off his shirt. She admires her lover's flawless body and again feels uncomfortable as her breasts touch her navel and her hips have lost their former shape. Putting Nancy in front of the mirror, the guy teaches the woman to accept her body for what it is. Leo offers Nancy role-playing to loosen her up, but the woman is not thrilled with the idea. She begins to cry, realizing that the idea is silly and she doesn't want to take her pants off with Leo. However, after the guy tells her about the other female clients, he's reassured. Nancy decides to be more explicit. On her third meeting, she acts liberated, allowing her lover to satisfy her with sweet kisses. Even though she still can't reach orgasm, she doesn't want to fake it. Nancy crosses the second item off her wish list and wants to get to know Leo better, but he does not want to cross the boundaries of personal space. However, Nancy does find out Leo's real name by digging around on the internet. Upon learning this, the guy gets very angry and starts packing up. He tells the woman that he no longer wishes to continue dating and will never return to this room. Nancy feels guilty and apologizes for her behavior, as she wanted to be closer to Leo and is willing to tell her real name. However, Leo is unwilling to listen to her apology, as he believes that she has overstepped the boundary and invaded his privacy. As it turns out, when he was a teenager, he and other high school students had an adult party and his mother caught them doing it. From that day on, she disowned her son, telling acquaintances that he was dead. Because of this, Leo left home and began working as a man on call, supporting himself. Connor, Leo Grande's real name, no longer exists. After Leo leaves, he returns a minute later to find his smartphone. He can't find it and becomes furious, which draws the attention of the neighbors and hotel management. However, Leo finds his phone under a chair and leaves, promising to return the money for the date. At the next meeting, Nancy waits for Leo at the hotel cafe to order his services. One of the waitresses turns out to be a former student named Becky, who has behaved inadequately at school. Afraid of appearing frivolous, the woman says she is waiting for a guy she is going to sell her car to. After meeting Leo, she thanks him and apologizes for her behavior. Nancy trusts Leo and tells him her real name. In response, Leo talks about his past mistakes. Nancy calls Becky and frankly tells her that Leo is not a customer, but a wonderful lover she has been seeing for a month. Even now, she's rented a room and is ready for some comfort with a young guy. Nancy understands that you have to be able to enjoy life, and she teaches Becky not to be afraid of her hidden desires. She recognizes that pleasure is not a sin, but a miracle that everyone should experience. Nancy and Leo leave the cafe together and head to their room to spend time together. After the intimacy, they decide to rest and recuperate. Watching Leo naked, Nancy begins to fondle herself and reaches orgasm for the first time. At the end of the encounter, they both realize that this was their last encounter. Nancy has satisfied all her desires and fully enjoyed her pleasure, so she is ready to break up with Leo. When the woman is left alone, she looks at herself in the mirror again, and for the first time sees herself without flaws, without fear, and without complexes. To be yourself and accept yourself as you are, that's the main happiness.